It's Nia DeVay. Hey you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can be a part of my channel and never miss another video. In today's video though, I will be showing you guys my slick back jumbo braided ponytail. I did have this in my hair for my Shein try on haul video, which if you haven't watched, I will leave that up on the screen above. But I decided today to do a part instead of the straight back like I do have in that video. I wanted to make sure I get this recorded because usually I always in my hair you guys ask me, did you record it? So here's a video for you guys. So I parted my hair down the middle, and I know it looks lopsided on camera, but I promise you it's straight because I am looking at a mirror straight in front of me. And I'm doing this in threes because this is the best way to get your hair nice and sleek for this look. With some black castor oil, I go ahead and oil my scalp because protective hairstyles are meant to protect your hair. I am growing my hair and taking care of my natural hair under all my protective hairstyles, so I always make sure that the moisture and everything is first. Sorry y'all, I'm singing. I was jamming. I think I was listening to Push and P. With that beeswax, you're going to section off your hair and you're going to put it in between each layer of hair. Doing this method is going to ensure that you have absolutely no flyaways and you get the sleekest look as possible. I learned this technique back in high school, and when I tell you I never changed it, I never changed it. If you're a dancer or a gymnast and you have to do ponytails or buns, you get it. But this is how you should have been doing it, and if you haven't been doing it, you just been smacking that jam on the outside, you've been doing it wrong. I hate to tell you, you gotta start doing it like this. Then you're gonna take a thin tooth comb and you're going to just comb that hair, especially that beeswax, because beeswax is so thick. You're gonna have to like comb and run your hand behind the comb like a tracing method to get that nice sleek look. So I don't want to trigger anybody's childhood trauma, but you need a hard wooden bristle brush. I'm talking about the brush that your mom used to pull out and you absolutely hated. It made you cry. That's the one you need. And I take Got To Be Glue freeze spray and I spray it on top of that beeswax, and I take that bristle brush and I brush into it sleek, just like this. And then of course you take your rubber bands and you put it. Now when I use rubber bands, but let me tell you, I'm not no hair professional, so you can use hair ties or whatever. Please do not come for me talking about me using rubber bands. Just like the back, I added the beeswax in layers in between my hair, and then I'm taking a thin tooth comb and sleeking it down and applying the freeze spray over the top to make sure that all flyaways are not flying away, basically. And I take my rat tail comb to pull out my edges because this look needs edges. Every look needs edges. Don't be trying to do this with no edges. Like, this look requires edges. But yes, go ahead and take this hair. I like to kind of like make a lineup, so I take some edge control to really kind of line it. I don't know if y'all see what I'm doing, but really just line it on my hairline to be smooth. That way it can differentiate when I do my edges. You'll see later, it will make more sense. It probably don't make sense right now. So I repeated the same thing on the other side. And I go ahead with the bristle brush to just ensure again that there's no flyaways. Now I just add rubber bands through each ponytail, but I do want to just put the offer on the table that you don't have to if that's going to be too much pressure on your hair. To continue, you see me take the braiding hair. Braiding hair comes split, so you're going to take one half and connect it to the back of that ponytail, and the other one you're just going to put right in front of you, and you might have to bite it. You see my hand is kind of holding the other one in place, because when you're putting the hair through the rubber band, the hair is going to shift and move, but you don't want it to shift too much, because then your braid is going to be uneven later on. So don't say nobody ain't tell you. So now you're gonna have a pony, and let me tell you something. I actually wore my hair like this because this is cute. You can't say this isn't cute. This is actually really cute. I kind of just use my natural hair and kind of like wrap it around. I might show you another video on that, but you could really make this a thing. But we're not stopping here. We gotta keep it going. So I add the edge control, and I add the edge control to my hands. So as I'm braiding, I can apply that gel on my natural hair, because my natural hair is actually lighter than the braiding hair. So you're gonna see me like dap up my hand to get some gel so I can put it on my hair, so it blends very well with the braiding hair and it doesn't like kind of have any flyaways coming out. But yeah, from here you just get even parts of everything and braid your hair down. You just want to make sure they're even parts. Now once I get like past my ear, I flip it towards me so I can start to do my feeding braids. And I really had intentions on trying to explain to y'all how to do a feeding braid, but I just taught myself this like 1 week ago, so I'm just not comfortable. But if you can kind of catch the drift that I'm putting down, maybe you can pick it up. But I'm gonna just kind of let y'all watch this. The point of adding the hair is to make sure that the braid never really gets too thin towards the end. So that's why I really tried to teach myself how to do the feed-ins. Now, I haven't really figured out how I like to trim the ends of my hair. So what I've been doing is taking a roller set and just rolling the ends, because you're going to have hair left over from the feed-ins. It's going to make the ponytail really extended. And I just pretty much roll the ends of the hair and then create like a little curl thingy. Getting into my edges, I use a toothbrush, Godspeed glue, and I also use a thin tooth rat tail comb. I go in with the edge control first to shape up how I would like my edges to lay, and then I pretty much go over it with the toothbrush and Godspeed glue to hold my hair in place. I will say this combination, this edge control I've been using, it doesn't really work well with the Godspeed glue. It does kind of flake up a little bit, so I tend to have to like remove the flakiness by kind of like taking the brush or taking the comb and combing it out a little bit to make a softer edge look. But since it's running out, I'm going to try a new edge control and see if I can find one that won't flake up and have too much whiteness with the got2b glue. So next you're going to have some hot water, and what hot water does is ensure that the hair that's on the curling rods curl properly, and then also hot water is going to tackle any flyaways along your braid. So you want to try to dump the whole braid in, and whatever you can't, just go in with some freeze spray to lay down. Here you see me taking some black hairspray and straightening out my part by just holding the rat tail comb on my part and spraying it. What that does is really just make your part seamless, and because like I said my hair is a little lighter than the braiding hair I chose to use, I did spray it on my natural hair that was within the braid to make sure it blended more properly. But this was pretty much it for the video. I went ahead and trimmed the end of my hair with the little curls. I absolutely loved it. I did add a scrunchie. It's not in the clip, but I did add a scrunchie to where my rubber bands are, just to make it look more schoolgirl and natural like. But if you made it this far, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Bye.